Hey guys, I just wanted to make this video of XRP. This morning it was kind of blowing up, and if you've ever been on Fiat League before and you see it, a lot of transactions go through. It'll actually kind of like do this nuclear reaction bomb and make a noise, and it outlines like there's a nuclear bomb explosion. It's not doing that right now. And if you look over here, there's 130,000 XRP traded in the past minute. Um, but it's like slowed down. And I know the Ripple versus the SEC, or excuse me, the SEC versus Ripple case has concluded. We're just waiting on Judge Torres to make her decision. And I say Ripple versus SEC because it really is Ripple versus the SEC and not the other way around. I know the SEC filed the lawsuit, but in my opinion, they were totally wrong for what they did. They hindered a lot of investors. I'm one of them, and it's just really embarrassing and sad to see that going on in America. um, I just kind of wanted to make this video to show what's going on Fiat League and kind of my theory of what's going to happen in the future. Everybody that's been following um, XRP closely, I'm sure y'all seen the videos of people asking for the XRP price on Google, and Google will tell them the price and then state on 6/13/2023 XRP won't be available. And my thoughts on that is that uh, XRP wasn't meant for retail investors such as myself. It was designed to accommodate more so companies, banks, to make on-demand liquidity a reality. There will be no more pre-funding. Transactions will be instant. You don't have to worry about looking at your bank account and seeing pending. It'll already be cleared, and that's important for anybody that's ever done bills before. You look at your account, you think you have a certain amount of money, but you actually don't have that money. And other examples would be if you received a check from a company, and you cash that check, and 5 days later, um, your bank account says that that check's been cleared, and you pull the money out, you use it for whatever reason. Well, that bank account, that bank can come back and actually retract that money, even though they have said that that money was cleared in your account. Uh, it's called pre-funding, which the banks are pre-funded. The government actually mandates that the banks clear checks within 5 to 7 business days, and they make it a standard that banks have to do this by law. Well, if the check's not good and it later comes back and the banks it comes back to the bank's going to come back on the customer. The bank is going to tell the customer, hey, we're sorry, but that check was no good that you cashed, and we're taking the money back. And it's sad. It's sad that that happens, because there's a lot of people that suffer from that, and there's nothing really they can do. I mean, are you going to go and get a lawyer and spend more money to fight banks who have all the money? Um, you're gonna spend way more money fighting the banks. The banks will probably tie up the court case forever, and it's just not going to be worth your time and effort. You might as well take the loss and move on. And that's sad. And pre-funding um, is ridiculous. It shouldn't be allowed. And XRP is going to fix that, in my opinion. But right now, where we're at on this court case is the court case is over. It's in the judge's hands. Um, Google, you search for XRP, and we're getting information saying that XRP is not going to be available on the 13th, which is in 12 days. And just my thoughts on that is that after the 13th, just my opinion, it's not financial advice or anything, is that XRP is not going to be available to us anymore. It will be utilized for big banks and other institutions like Amazon, transactions, stores, large companies that need transactions to be instant will be utilizing XRP. So I see a lot of videos out there. I see a lot of people talking about XRP will never be anything. It won't take over Bitcoin because there's too many XRP circulating. And just my thoughts on that is that so XRP has, I think, 50 billion the company Ripple, um, who I guess it's a long story, but Ripple, the company, actually owns 50 billion XRP, and they have it locked up in escrow. It's not available to the public, and they've already distributed, I think, approximately like 48 billion or close to 50 billion is already circulating out there in the world. And the way that I visualize this, or my perception of this, is that uh, once this new technology comes out, they're gonna um, they're gonna stop retail investors from purchasing XRP because it's meant for institutions, and the institutions once this thing rolls out and the institutions start using this, they're gonna start using a large amount. Um, And so XRP, I believe, has this 50 billion locked up to utilize later in the future when it's needed. And so, yeah, on the 13th, all these people, all these uh, YouTubers coming out saying, "Oh, there's too much XRP, the price can never go up," or what have you. Well, you talk about it has to be scarce, and they compare it to Bitcoin, where there's only 21 million Bitcoin. Um, what are you gonna do when you can't get XRP? How? I mean, is XRP gonna be scarce then? Because companies aren't gonna just let you buy it; they need it, and the company Ripple is not gonna sell you it. If you're a retail investor, they're not just gonna sell anybody it. They're only going to stick with the banks and the big institutions, the big players. So, once this case is over in 12 days, and Ripple, the company, is no longer distributing XRPs out to anyone, and only big institutions are utilizing XRP, how scarce is it going to be then? What's your chances of getting your hands on some XRP? And I truly believe that the CTO, one of the creators of XRP, the CTO of the XRP ledger, I believe he's pretty dead on when he said it can't be cheap. He says if you need $1 million to be transported then you're gonna have to buy, and XRP is $1, then you're gonna have to buy $1 million worth of XRP. But if one XRP is $1 million, and you need $1 million in value transferred, then you only need to buy one XRP, and so that one XRP will then be worth $1 million. I don't know if it'll ever get that high. I do believe it'll get over 1,000. I believe in the future soon, XRP will be over $1,000 for one XRP. Pretty soon, people won't be able to afford XRP. I mean, if you do the research on this digital asset, it's comparable to Bitcoin. I think there's like 1 million drops in one XRP, something like that, or 100,000 drops in an XRP. So it can be subdivided, it can be broken into parts, just like Bitcoin is. You've got one Bitcoin, and then you have Satoshis. And see, the thing about Bitcoin, and the reason that I didn't invest in it, is because I related back in the 90s when when this company Napster, right? These two kids, they invented what you call file sharing music, and they had websites and stuff you could go to. I don't know if y'all remember, if you're my age. You could go to like BearShare website, and you could download music off of everybody's files in the world. Yeah, I mean, you could download music off of people's files in China or Russia, wherever. Well, the problem with that was that these two kids, they were circumventing government laws, trade laws, copyright laws. They ended up getting filed on, and they lost they got filed on. They had to go to court. They ended up having to file bankruptcy. But you had other institutions that recognized the technology. You had companies like Amazon, Spotify, and they said, okay, file sharing is a great technology, so we'll do it the right way. We'll work with the record labels. We'll work with the government. We'll work with the trade laws. We'll do it right to make it a reality. Um, and they went on to be successful, very successful. And so I kind of see these digital assets and Bitcoin, all this playing out just like it did in the 90s. This is a great technology. We'll have on-demand liquidity. There'll be no more looking at your bank account and seeing pending. You'll see your actual balance, and then you see your balance. There'll be no more of that. It'll just be your actual balance. You don't have to worry about, trying to budget a spreadsheet to see what your actual balance is, how much money you have, because it'll be instant. you know. And there's a lot of people out there, they're saying all this, oh, they can track you, they can see your every move, this isn't freedom. Well, I got news for you. You don't have no freedom right now, even with cash. Everything is pretty much digital on your bank account anyway. And if you do have cash, I mean, let's just say that, for example, hypothetically speaking, you go into your bank account or you go to your bank, go in there with a briefcase of $10,000 and you tell them you want to deposit that money. Well, I'm pretty sure they're going to be asking you questions. You're going to have to fill out a form. You might be asked how you got that money. Where did that money come from? Not only that, it's not going to be available to you for a while. You can deposit it, but the banks are going to tell you because it's a large sum. that it's going to take 5 to 7 business days before to be available. So your money's being tracked right now anyway. And the way I see these digital assets playing out is it's just faster. It's going to be cheaper because right now, if you want to send um, $10,000 over to Mexico, Swift is going to charge you a large amount of money. Where utilizing XRP's technology, digital technology, it's going to be pennies on a dollar, to transfer. It's going to be, a lot more cheaper. It's going to be more efficient. It's going to be faster, and that's, really what technology is all about. How can we do things faster, more efficient, more secure, more safe, more trackable, so that we don't lose this information. So, to say that it's a scam or the government's trying to track you, they're trying to control everything we do. No, not at all. They're just trying to make business more efficient. Um, and it's the same thing with the dot-com boom. There was a lot of baby boomers out there when computers came available, and they talked about, well, you no longer have to go to the bank. You can do all your banking on the computer, and people, all the baby boomers and stuff were out there. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them were like, I'm not putting my information on a computer. No, I'm not gonna put my personal. I'm not gonna give them my social security on a computer. People can hack my files, and I'll be vulnerable. I could lose all my money. I end up going homeless. And that wasn't the case at all. I mean, now you ask those same baby boomers, hey, do you buy groceries online? And they're like, yeah, I buy it all the time. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Um, there's some of them that they're still kind of sketchy about using the internet to put their information on. But they're, pretty much the world has adopted to and accepted that, perfectly fine. It's more faster, efficient, and safer to get online and put your home address. It just helps business work a lot better, and that's the direction that I see these digital assets going in. Um, Bitcoin, I didn't really invest too much in Bitcoin, and the reason why I didn't invest too much in Bitcoin was um, the story behind it. So the story that I read up on and did research on was that there was this guy, and for whatever reason, he's upset about the way the country's working. Um, he did. I guess he was upset about the wars and the way the cash was being spent to fund drugs and terrorism and all this other illegal activity that was going on with the dollar and just in other currencies in general. But so he's upset, and this guy apparently was a mathematical genius, so he created Bitcoin. And his purpose of creating Bitcoin was to get the government out of control. Um, I guess to kind of stop the world governments from creating wars and people dying and etc. That's the story that I kind of came upon, and people are investing in this. They don't know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, uh, but apparently the story is that excuse me, you can see all transactions. It's on the blockchain. It's public for anybody to view and what have you. And so people, they're accepting this, and they're buying Bitcoin, and They're saying it's unregulated. They're saying the government doesn't have any control of it or what have you. Well, the problem that I have with that is all this is electric. It's all electric. It's all digital. And I've taken some IT classes in my day. Um, I've done some computer programming in my day. Uh, and to say that you can't stop the blockchain, that it's unstoppable or what have you, well, there's nothing in this world that can't be altered. The dollar can be altered, gold can be altered, silver can be altered. You can go to your bank account. You can log on to the internet right now and go into your bank account, and your bank can literally change the numbers electronically in your bank account. Let's just say that you have $20,000 in your bank account, and it's showing $20,000. It's showing clear and everything. If they wanted to, I'm not saying you couldn't take them to court and you couldn't win a court case behind it or anything, but if they wanted to, they could manually go into your account and they could change your your $20,000 balance to zero. If they wanted to, and there's nothing that you could do about it. I mean, you could file a court case. You could pay a lawyer money to give you 10 sessions of court with a judge to explain your case, and if the bank has legitimate reason to contest or say, well, this is the reason that we took all the money from them, and then they decide to fight the case, now you're talking about a lot of money that you have to spend to fight that case against the bank. And the bank are the individuals that have all the money. The banks are the ones that are holding all the money. So you're going to take them to court. The banks are going to probably extend your case all the way out, years, probably 10, 15 years, just so that you'll never see that money. And if you do, you'll probably get it like 10, 20 years later. So this is the power that they have. And so, to say that, money, it can't be altered, the blockchain can't be altered, da 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 da. Well, and to say that banks are more safe and secure, they're really not. They're not. The banks are tracking your every movement. You can go to your account right now and look at it. And if they wanted to target you, they could. And they could take everything that you have. And you're limited to what you could do. So, I see this technology coming up, this Bitcoin, XRP, what have you, and I see Ripple, the company, establishing what companies like Amazon and Spotify accomplished back when digital file sharing was coming up. So I think Ripple, the company, is going to end up taking over. I think they're going to be a big player with this new technology. I think if you can get your hands on some XRP, it would be in your best interest. And with the Sam Bankman-Fried court or scam that he pulled, it would be in your best interest to look about diversifying. Get a digital ledger and do some research on how to put all of your digital assets that you buy or you own on a ledger, just so that way if if another bank or what have you goes bankrupt, they can't seize your assets. So Yeah, it's pretty interesting, and I just wanted to come out, kind of make this video and show people, just because the United States. I mean, you see the XRP going to the United States. Well, you also see Korea is a big player. They're buying XRP. Japan, it's in Europe. It's in Africa, Canada. You know, so I think Ripple, the company, is going to be big. Uh, in a few years, I think they're going to end up taking over Swift. Um, their technology is better. If Swift doesn't adopt this technology and buy Ripple's technology, I think they're going to end up like Blockbuster when Netflix took over. You know, there's stories about J.P. Morgan. Um, he didn't want to invest in Ripple and XRP. He didn't want to invest in the technology, so he decided to create his own digital asset called the JPM coin. And it's like Brad Garlinghouse said, these guys, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO, David Schwartz, Chris Larson, all these guys, they're way ahead in terms of the technology, so, and the partnerships that they're making around the world, they're way ahead. So for JP Morgan to kind of come out and just make his own coin, that's just kind of ridiculous. Like, who are you going to trade it with? You know, it's just, all these other people have already partnered with Ripple. The technology's better. I mean, Ripple settles in 3 seconds. Does the JPM coin settle in 3 seconds? So I think that was kind of a ridiculous move. You'd been better off just partnering with Ripple, which I do think that JP Morgan and other institutions have partnered with Ripple. It's just a matter of time until they start displaying to the world, to the nation, that, hey, this is the new technology, this is where we're going, and then they flip the switch, and then once they flip the switch, like, you see these digital assets going right now, like this. Well, let me see if I can find Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's kind of going off better. I mean, look at that. You see the US? You see all that going to the US? Now watch Bitcoin. Because you have all these Bitcoin maxis and all these other countries that are involved in Bitcoin. And I'm not saying that Bitcoin is not going to be a big player. Uh, they might end up being a big player. But I just don't believe in this imaginary character, Satoshi. Um, but here in a minute, you'll see that the Bitcoin transactions, they're going a lot more, um, to a lot of different areas in the world. Um, if it'll ramp up here in a minute. Um, and so I foresee that that XRP is going to do this soon. They're going to take over Swift. I think if Swift hasn't already adopted XRP and Ripple technology. Um, so yeah, that's just really the main reason I wanted to come out, kind of talk about this, and show everybody, um, is, I think this is going to be a big technology. I think Ripple and XRP is going to come out number one soon. Um, and so this is the future. People are talking about a quantum financial system coming up, and this is it. You know, at first they say it's a scam. Bitcoin is a scam, and then the price goes up to like 27,000. I think last year it went up to like 60, almost 60,000 for one Bitcoin. Can you imagine that? Back in the 1990s, the late 1990s, if you would have bought just a few Bitcoin, and just think about how much money you would have right now. You could have traded it in when it went up to $50,000. I mean, you could have took cash, even though people are saying, cash is trash, which I believe it. Uh, I believe that there's a lot of stuff going on. China is upset with the United States. Russia was kicked off the SWIFT network for having a war with Ukraine, and so now Russia is partnering with China. Um, they're using the ruble, the yuan, the China yuan to continue trade in their country, um, and I see Ripple's XRP technology, the XRP ledger, they're going to end up like the Amazon. They're going to be comparable to Amazon. Amazon's huge, and excuse me, Microsoft. So if you go back to .com days, right? You had like Yahoo, and if y'all remember, like I do, growing up, everybody could get on Yahoo. Everybody go to the website. You can go in these chat rooms, and people from all different countries could go in these chat rooms, and they could talk to each other online and everything. But the problem was that you could only go on Yahoo. Yahoo only talked to Yahoo, right? That was until Bill Gates came in. Bill Gates created the Interledger. So now, when he created the Interledger, he allowed Yahoo to talk to MSN. MSN could talk to any website they wanted to, right? Now you had all these different roads going everywhere. It wasn't just like a one-way road. And that's the technology that Bill Gates created. So he allowed everybody to talk to everybody. Well, that's how I see this Ripple technology coming up. Ripple is gonna allow all these coins, this technology, these different coin technologies. They're gonna all be able to communicate with each other. They're gonna be able to work with each other, and it's all gonna be because of Ripple's technology, the XRP ledger. Um, they're gonna be able to cross, and they're the bridge currency. They're going to be what connects all of the digital assets, and so I think in time they're going to take over it all. Um, so yeah, again, I just wanted to come out here and make this video, just kind of show y'all. You can see it's ramping up. You see all these different coins. Not different coins, but you see all these different Bitcoins going to different places in the world. And normally, if you go to fiatleak.com, you can watch it, and you can see sometimes this thing will be going crazy. But yeah, that's where I see these digital assets going, and don't sleep on this technology. If you have the opportunity to buy some of these technologies that are good. And I firmly believe, like what Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, says. Find an asset that delivers a real product for real people that solves a real problem, and that's what XRP is gonna do. They're gonna move information. They're gonna move money the way that we move information today. I can send a text message from here to China instantly. It gets there instantly. But the fastest way for me to send money from here to China would be to get on a plane with a briefcase and hand it to the person. It may take like 3 days or 2 days for me to get over to China. But for it all to be cleared through the bank, sending money online. That stuff has to go through Swift. Swift has to verify that. Um, then it has to go to the bank, and the bank's gonna hold it for a few days, and your bank account's gonna say pending. you know, I've had people tell me, "Oh no, that's crazy. I could send money right now with Cash App, or I could send money with Venmo, PayPal, what have you, and it gets there instantly." No, it don't. I mean, you're mistaken. You think it does because you see it in your account. You see the transaction, but in reality, that transaction is not cleared. And that's what's so powerful about Ripple. Ripple is going to um, they're going to move money the way that we move information. It's going to be instant. It's going to be on-demand liquidity. And you think right now using PayPal, Cash App, you're you think that you're moving money instantly. It may seem like it, but you're not. And yeah, and if you think it's cheap to send money around the world, just go ahead and send some money to Mexico. See how much it costs. Ripple's technology, they're going to be able to make it to where you can send it for pennies, you know. And so that's going to be an advantage. And I tell people a lot that I kind of relate it to Matthew, the book of Matthew, when Jesus' disciples asked Jesus, how do we be successful? And he tells his disciples, he says, in order to be first, you must first be last. And Jim Rohn says it best, when he says, really what he's saying, really what Jesus was saying was serve the people, serve the many. If you can find a way to serve the many, then you can certainly be successful. And that's what Jesus said. I don't, I'm like Jim Rohn. I don't ask you to believe in God. Your belief is your belief. Whatever you want to believe in, I just ask that you follow the words of the Bible, because there's a lot of people that have been successful just following the words. I mean, you don't have to believe in Jesus. You don't have to believe in God. That's your preference. I believe in God. I strongly believe in God, Jesus. But just follow the words in the book, and you can be successful. I believe that. And if you don't believe it, well, just look at Brad Garlinghouse. His net worth is over 2 billion. Um, he serves people. Uh, he was one of the first original members of Yahoo, and they helped many people um, be better, move, more efficient with their technology. You know, doing business better with the technology that they've created for people. Serve the many. And so anyway, enough ranting, enough stuttering and coughing. Just wanted to kind of come out and explain that. And yeah, I think this is where this technology is going, and we're gonna be instantly moving money the way that we move information real soon. There's a lawsuit in place right now, and if you ever listen to Tim Draper, if you go to YouTube, type in Gary Gensler and Tim Draper, and they'll kind of and just watch that video and then kind of see what's going on. And Tim Draper explains it very well. First they say, uh, don't mind the man behind the curtain. Then they say, well, we're not letting this in. This technology is not coming in. Then they say, the technology's still coming. They're not quitting. So let's sue them. Let's sue the companies. Put a lawsuit on them. And that's where we're at right now with Ripple. I think the last stage he talks about is companies adopting the technology, and he says this is with any new technology that comes in. You know, the incumbents to be with this right now, the Jamie Dimons of the world. You know, if anybody doesn't know who Jamie Dimon is, that's the CEO of Chase Bank, one of the largest banks in the world. Um, you know, if Jamie Dimon doesn't change and adopt this new technology, you know, I foresee his future being just like the CEO of Blockbuster. I don't know, has anybody seen a Blockbuster lately? You know, with new technology there comes change, and you have to change with technology. So anyway, that's just my rant. I'm gonna get out of here now. I'm done ranting. All right. I just thought I'd give out this information, and you guys decide for yourself what you want to do. Do your research, do your due diligence, and I would say if you have the opportunity to get some XRP, you could get on Uphold. I think they're one of the only places that you can get it right now. Um, but yeah, find a place where you can go and buy them. I think Uphold's probably your best bet. All right, well, good luck, everybody. Hope this video helps you, and we'll see you later.